I'm from New Orleans, and I saw Julia Roberts film The Pelican Brief,
Ugh.
and she walked out of her trailer, and I screamed so loud she went like this. And that was the first time I was ever starstruck in Julia Roberts, and she was like, oh my God, like repulsed.
I actually knew both of these guys before the film. I've known Rightor for a long time. We met in 2010 in New York. Mm-hmm. And then Lukas and I met in 2020.
Yeah.
Sort of during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so there was, when I found out about the movie and that Rightor was directing it, and I got really excited by that. And so there was a bit of a connection. And you guys knew each other too, right?
Yeah, we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
And I was a fan of bonding. I'm a fan of Zach, and sent Zach very early. I sent both of you guys early drafts of it, actually. I sent Rightor an early draft being like, I'm trying to be a writer. And then I sent you a draft saying me and my partner Phoebe were making the script. I think it was along the lines of pretty woman, queer, unhinged, revolving door, His Girl Friday, quick, fast-paced, fun rom-com that's just something we haven't seen before. But this originally was supposed to be a writing sample with me and Phoebe to show that we could write to do another film. And then when the pandemic happened, about a year into it, they circled back on the writing sample and were like, this movie's perfect, it's contained, one environment, only a couple of characters, let's make it.
Is there anything from Euphoria that's in this movie?
I mean, I think that they're both unapologetic. They both aren't afraid to go to pretty dark places and go to the extremes and then have these super dark moments of comedy infused in them. And I think that we just both gravitate towards that kind of project. And yeah, I think I would read Sam's scripts, and I loved Another Happy Day. I loved Assassination Nation, and I loved Euphoria. And I thought I was inspired by him and his writing. This
is the first job that I took after the pandemic, and I finished a job right before the pandemic, and so I didn't work for like a year and a half. And so I was really, I came to this experience with a whole new point of view, obviously, on the world. And so I was really drawn into how unexpected it is as a story, as a script, and how different it is from anything I've ever done. That was probably the thing that I was most excited by, was, really angling for people to let me do something that, you haven't really seen me do. Like when I've worked on Star Trek with JJ and the crew, it's like, obviously I'm measuring whatever opportunities I have against that. So I would never say no unilaterally, but it has to be something that really grips me in a way. This was new territory. And so right off the bat, from the beginning of the conversation, the fact that it was to some extent uncharted for me. I mean, I've done comedy before, but not in a feature. So that was really exciting.